For thousands of years, the Great Pyramid of Giza has stood as a silent giant, guarding the secrets of its own creation. We're all familiar with the image: massive stone blocks, weighing as much as an elephant, stacked with impossible precision. The mainstream theory tells a story of immense manpower, of tens of thousands of workers quarrying, hauling, and lifting these blocks using nothing but simple tools, ramps, and sheer will. But is that the whole story? Today, we're diving deep into the sands of time to explore the astonishing and often controversial theories about how the pyramids were really built. Let's start with the official story. Egyptologists suggest that the ancient Egyptians were master organizers. They likely used a combination of straight and spiral ramps to get the blocks up the pyramid. To move these colossal stones from the quarry, they would have wet the sand in front of wooden sledges, reducing friction and making it possible to drag them across the desert. Evidence for this comes from ancient tomb paintings and archaeological finds, like the remains of worker villages near the pyramids. These weren't slaves, but skilled laborers, respected for their craft, who lived and worked in a highly organized society dedicated to this monumental project. This is a testament to human ingenuity and collaboration on a scale that's hard to even imagine. But this explanation, while widely accepted, leaves some people with more questions than answers. How did they achieve such perfect alignment with the cardinal points? The Great Pyramid is aligned to true north with a precision that modern architects would find challenging. And what about the sheer speed required? Building the Great Pyramid in just 20 years, as many experts believe, would mean setting one massive block in place every few minutes, 24 hours a day. Think about that for a second. The logistics are mind-boggling. This has led many to wonder if there's a missing piece to the puzzle. This is where things get really interesting. Enter the alternative theories. One of the most compelling ideas challenges the very nature of the blocks themselves. Professor Joseph Davidovits, a French materials scientist, proposed that the pyramid blocks weren't carved and lifted at all. Instead, he argues they were cast in place, much like modern concrete. According to his theory, workers would have crushed limestone, mixed it with water and a special binding agent found naturally in the region, carried this slurry up the pyramid in buckets, and poured it into wooden molds. This would explain the incredible precision of the fits between the blocks. They were literally cast against each other. It also solves the logistical nightmare of lifting 2.5 ton blocks. Microscopic analysis of some pyramid stones has revealed things like air bubbles and even human hair trapped inside, which Davidovits says is strong evidence for his geopolymer concrete theory. But let's push the boundaries even further. What if the Egyptians had access to a forgotten form of advanced technology? Some researchers speculate about the use of sound and vibration. This theory, often called acoustic levitation, suggests that the ancient priests might have known how to use specific frequencies to reduce the weight of the stones, making them easier to move. It sounds like science fiction, but ancient legends from around the world, including Egypt, often speak of priests using chants or musical instruments to lift massive stones. While we have no direct physical evidence for this, it's a fascinating idea that taps into our understanding of physics. We know that sound waves carry energy and can affect physical objects. Could a lost understanding of these principles have been the key? Another technological theory points to a surprisingly simple tool: water. Engineer Chris Massey has proposed that the Egyptians could have used a system of water locks and canals to float the blocks up the pyramid. Imagine a channel built up the side of the pyramid, sectioned off with gates. A stone would be floated onto a barge in the lowest section, the gate would close behind it, and water would be fed in from above, raising the barge to the next level. This process would be repeated all the way to the top. Evidence for ancient water management is everywhere in Egypt, with canals and harbors found near the pyramid complex. This theory cleverly uses a resource that was abundant, the Nile River, and principles of buoyancy that the Egyptians, as expert boat builders, would have certainly understood. It's a practical and elegant solution that deserves more attention. Of course, no discussion about the pyramids would be complete without mentioning the ancient astronaut theory. This is the idea that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in ancient times and shared their advanced technology with early civilizations. Proponents point to the mathematical constants embedded in the pyramid's design, like pi and the golden ratio, and the sheer scale of the construction as evidence that humans couldn't have done it alone. They ask, are the pyramids just tombs, or could they have been power plants, navigational beacons, or something else entirely? While this is the most speculative of all the theories, it captures the imagination and speaks to the profound sense of awe the pyramids inspire. It forces us to question the limits of what we think our ancestors were capable of. So, what are we to believe? Was it brute force and human genius? Was it a lost art of casting stone? Or could it have been a forgotten technology involving sound, water, or even visitors from the stars? The truth is, we still don't know for sure. Each theory has its passionate supporters and its skeptical critics. The geopolymer concrete theory is compelling, but many geologists argue the blocks are clearly natural limestone. The water shaft theory is ingenious, but there's no direct archaeological proof of such a structure on the pyramids themselves. And the acoustic levitation and ancient alien ideas, while exciting, lack any concrete evidence. Perhaps the most beautiful and humbling answer is that we may never know the full story. The Great Pyramid was built to last for eternity, and it seems its secrets were built to last just as long. It stands as a monument not just to a pharaoh, but to the enduring mystery of the human past. It challenges us to keep asking questions, to keep exploring, and to never underestimate the capabilities of those who came before us. The pyramids remind us that history is not just a collection of facts, but a grand, unfolding detective story. What do you think? Was it brilliant human engineering, a lost scientific art, or something else entirely? Let me know your favorite theory down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this incredible mystery. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more explorations of the world's greatest mysteries. Thanks for watching.